Hello and welcome to the season finale.
Sorry, no, you should probably do another one.
Oh, he's gonna be so animated this one.
Me?
Him.
Oh. I was like, no, I'm always this way.
Yeah, but now we're on camera.
Don't mind me drinking juice.
Fuck. Hello and welcome to the season finale of the Trash Can Podcast. And if you're listening to this on your little AirPods, or if you're old school and you have wires on them,
If you're
headphones,
homeless and you have wires on them.
Homeless.
then I should inform you that we are filming this episode. We are on camera as well.
If you're using wired headphones, I would like to inform you that they do double as a pretty sturdy noose.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
So this is the season finale.
It
so
is.
Also, for people that don't download us through iTunes, which you should figure out how to, it helps.
You can get Apple Music on... Oh, it's not their Apple Music, though. I was gonna shit all over Android people. You can get Apple Music on an Android, you gremlin.
There's a segment of seasons. We can separate episodes by seasons, and we decided that this episode is going to be our season finale of season 1. So somebody's going to die in the end.
Woohoo!
I volunteer.
No, take it easy. I wanna go. I'm done.
I'm done.
What,
I want
what
to
does
leave.
Nicki Minaj say?
Give it up.
No,
It's
she's
me.
like, it's me.
I win. You lose.
I die. You live.
Ah.
Well, whoever dies, the person who doesn't die,
Uh-huh.
somebody's long lost relative is going to knock on that door.
What?
And we're just going to open it, and they're going to say hello, and that's when the episode ends.
Somebody's long lost relative?
Thank God
Yeah.
I don't have relatives.
Yeah, I was gonna say, mine aren't here.
No, for our season finale. You know how in a season finale there's always a knock on the door and they open it and it's somebody you never knew?
That doesn't happen in Steven Universe, so I'm not really sure what you're talking about.
I think I'm going to be the one to die.
Oh. He's never seen Drag Race. Kennedy doesn't know what a meme is.
So I
The only way
figured,
to get out alive is to win.
well, I guess we all figured that for the season finale, we were going to hit our greatest hits and go back to the segments that made us
Hit or miss.
who we are.
I feel like we need to do like a clip show, like a clip recap. You know what I mean? But that's just stupid because it's audio. But like if we... Don't disgustingly shake your head at me.
I did.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
It's
wait,
up.
camera's
We have
on.
fucking receipts, Barbara.
Barb.
Bad.
No, 18 episodes is not worthy of a clip show.
No.
We didn't say that much funny shit.
Speak for their damn self. So yeah, we're gonna do our old things, right?
Our old thing. We're
What the fuck are
gonna
the words?
Segments.
Segments.
We're gonna
Thank
dust-
you.
dust them
Some
off.
favorites.
We're gonna yes.
And some not so favorites.
Revive the faves.
So, this is actually inspired by. You wanna do this?
What?
Pearl?
Mikkel,
Because she wanted dumpster fires.
our
back.
number one fan at the moment.
Your cousin, our cousin, wanted dumpster fires
true.
back.
Watch
So,
out, Lou. You're
just
getting
a-
fucking sideswiped.
A little backstory is that Mikkel has triplet boys, and so she's home with babies a lot, and she misses adult conversation desperately. So she listens to the podcast, and she feels less alone.
This is adult conversation?
And
This is close she can get.
she's so deprived, she said she finds herself responding to us at times. And I'm curious if she's the only one. I doubt it.
No.
I'm sure we
I've
piss
listened
people
to-
off enough and they're like,
I've
shut up,
listened to
people.
a few and I answer, and then I end up saying the same thing that I said, but I'm drunk in the recording, so I don't know.
It's like hearing it for the first time
It
when you
is.
re-listen.
Like, what did we talk about last week?
How's that juice?
It's good. It's
Yeah,
good
it's
juice.
good.
It's good.
That's good. That's good.
So anyway, that's
So,
So yeah, Mikhail, don't touch that. Okay, thank you.
Jesus.
Where were we?
Mikey just wants to screw with Mikkel, so here we go. But she loves dumpster fires.
I can't even believe that she likes dumpster. Also, the reason I have a hard time believing she likes dumpster fires is because I'm the only one who's ever had one.
She couldn't remember what it was called. She called it Burn in Love.
Which is awesome.
Again, I don't have that either.
Now we need a new segment called Burn in Love.
Hot garbage.
Hot flaming garbage.
Hot garbage.
That's actually my Twitter handle.
I wish.
Oh, it should be. Hot flaming garbage. It's a double entendre.
It is.
A double entendre.
It is.
Cause I am a flamer.
Okay.
Flame on.
Yeah.
So should we start off with dumpster fires?
Yes.
So let's dust off the intro music. And is everybody ready to get sexy?
Yeah.
Alright. I don't like porn music to be the dumpster fire.
Oh.
Like what?
Well, we can redo a bunch of stuff in season 2.
We can. No, it's okay, Terry.
No, I got one.
You don't need to
porn
get us
music
sued.
on hand?
I just. Yeah.
No, we can't.
Yeah, we can.
We can't. Copyright infringement.
Oh, no, that's fine. Jared will edit this out.
Well,
Okay, then it's pointless.
We have to cut this whole clip.
Bitch!
I'm not cutting that. That's awesome.
It's less than like 30 seconds.
Yeah,
We
so
won't
it's
get
good.
Oh my god.
Plus, we're not charging for this.
Yeah.
That's true. Season 2 we might, so be careful.
Yeah, we're Patreon.
No.
If I hear one more fucking YouTube scumbag say Patreon, is that what it is?
Yeah,
I keep thinking Pantheon.
The
or
Pantheon?
Like
Oh
Parthenon.
my god.
the Parthenon.
That's a history thing, right?
Yeah, it's a history
wow.
thing.
Ah!
Oh wow, John.
Oh wow. Shit.
So yeah, dumpster fires. I guess this is.
Did you bring your best one?
I have.
Is it the movie
I
theater one?
have two.
We've been
'Cause-
dating.
I have two new ones.
Do we know?
No.
Were they on fire at the same time?
Yes.
Okay.
So
Dueling
you-
fires.
We have a couple fires going on
Dueling
at the same
flames.
time as right now.
All right. Well, I mean, this is the big finale for dumpster fires for season 1.
So why not have two?
Why buy one when you can buy two for twice the price? Okay, so who should I start with? I don't know. So we have the muscly short guy. Yes?
Ew.
The one who keeps disappearing. We were talking back at like Christmas.
Okay, yeah.
Yes. I don't have a nickname for him because he's just tiny and buff.
So he's Tiny Muscles?
Yeah.
Tiny Tim. Because he was around Christmas.
Tiny
Ah,
Tim.
yes.
You fuck. So Tiny Tim. And he has a basic name like that too, which is great. Tiny Tim, super nice. We haven't met in person yet, which is great. So it's a spree of like 3 fires back to back. It's like a forest fire.
Oh, that's
Like,
good.
what's it called? Like, an arson.
Yes.
Who's those people who?
Arsonist?
Yes.
Arsenic.
Yeah.
She's like, arsenic?
She's like,
What's the groundhog's name?
No.
Puxatawny
No.
Phil.
No, not according to her. It's not.
What did you think the groundhog's name was?
It's a Tawny.
Pensatawny?
No.
Pensatucky.
Pensatuxy.
Pensatucky.
Pensatucky. And it's Pensatawny. I was like, the syllables. were there.
Pensatucky is from Orange is the New Black.
No, it's not.
That's what.
I looked it up.
It's close.
It's close, but it's not that.
So yeah, Tiny Tim. Romantic. Never got like pervy while we were texting. It was really, really nice. Talked a bunch.
It's very hard to walk that line of not being pervy while texting.
Yeah, especially when you're homosexual, and that's one of 3 things that we think about.
Texting.
Yep, that's the one. So he like fell off the face of the earth right before Christmas. Like stopped answering my text messages.
Tiny Tim died.
Tiny Tim died.
I feel like he comes back.
Plot twist, revival. So, I'm going to tell this as one big story because it's great. So, Tiny Tim dies after breaking my soul in pieces because I was like, this is it. Not a creeper. I'm so excited. Gorgeous, tiny, buff. This is perfect.
Tim.
Knows I wear makeup. Not a problem. I was like, this is it. This is it. I'm keeping this one. He knows how to cook. He knows like cute, like flirty, like, oh.
Are you sure he knows how to cook?
He's from the South. He very well could. And
It sounds like a cat.
and he's African. So, they can cook. I can't.
It's probably a like 70-year-old white lady in
No,
a casino.
no, we've sent like selfies and stuff back and forth.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Fuck off, bitch. Ruining my Tiny Tim dreams.
I've seen
Tiny
catfish.
dreams.
Tiny dreams. So yeah, I was kind of heartbroken. Then I started talking to a different person via the internet, because that's what we do. We find gays on the internet. This
Sorry, not
one.
mine.
It's a 2 for $12 sale.
2 for $12. That sounds great. So this one, again, exactly my type. Gorgeous, intelligent, good job. I was like, what is this?
Good job.
This fucker. Supposed to hang out. Like, let's do this, we'll go here. Blows me off. Like, that night. And I was like, it's fine. Shit comes up. It's whatever. I'm not gonna assume the worst. Second time we were supposed to hang out, I had like the worst illness of my life.
Oh, is this the guy we're gonna call? I don't know. Who's somebody who goes out on the frontier? John Wayne.
John Wayne.
Yeah.
Tiny Tim and John Wayne.
So John Wayne.
It's epic tale.
So John Wayne is like, I'll reschedule, like, I'm so sorry, like, blah, 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 it's super late, I got to work later than I expected, whatever. So it's fine. So then, okay, we're going to do it on this day. Yeah, cool, that's great. That's when I was dying, and I had the worst case of strep throat known to man.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, I'm going to come over, and I'm going to, like, bring you soup, and we're going to snuggle up on the couch and watch a movie. And I was like,
That's nice.
this sounds amazing. However, I am deathly ill and contagious still. So no, that's stupid.
Yeah.
I appreciate the offer, but that is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. No. How about when I'm not dying, we hang out? Yeah, cool, great, awesome, let's do that. So, like, 6 days later, I'm like, okay, I'm feeling spry and youthful again. This is gonna be fun. Hey, let's hang out. What are you doing tonight? Oh, I'm already out with my friends. When I'm done, I'll just come over and we'll just, like, hang out on the couch. Like, not a date, we're not going anywhere, something fun. I was like, but it was, again, we never got, like, pervy or sexual, like, text messages, so it wasn't like, I'm gonna come over and we're gonna bang. It was like, let's watch a Disney movie. And I was like, okay. So then, it's just like, keeping me updated, play by play, out with his friends. One of his friends got, like, belligerent and couldn't drive home. So he's like, I have to drive her home, because everybody else left. I was like, womp womp. Oh, I'll just come over after. And he's like, cool, but she lives in Warwick. So he had to drive to Warwick and then all the way back up here. And he lives like 2 minutes from here. So I'm like, granted, he has to do this drive anyway. But then by the time he gets back up here, it's like 11:30 at night.
Yeah, he's gonna be sick of that.
Yeah, and I'm going to be sick of that. And I'm like, I'm already cute now.
I'm not gonna be cute in 45 minutes.
No, it was like an hour and a half.
It's
I'm
hard
like,
to keep that.
I'm like, I cannot maintain this level of cute, charming, and innocent. He's gonna come in and I'm gonna have black paint under my eyes, there'll be fires in the distance, and we'll be like, hi, welcome. So, canceled again. Wouldn't you fucking know, like 3 days later, in a pathetic attempt of drunken debauchery, I sent him a naughty text message, because I am a grown man. That got him over here. 20 minutes.
Really? Because I had this conspiracy theory that you were never gonna meet him because he could only make soup, so he could only visit you when you were sick.
Dead. No, so a little dirty talk here and there. Came over literally 20 minutes after we had started the conversation. Came over, super, super sweet when he got here. I was like, oh, okay.
I thought he was just in it for the D.
Right? And I was like, oh my goodness. Like, we're watching TV. Like, it wasn't even like he came over and like that was the first thing we did. Like,
Yeah.
it was like, we're gonna do this eventually.
He knows how to do it.
Oh my god, it was amazing. Not that, but like that. Not that he was just like not coming in like, hi, it's nice to meet you. Drops trowel. I'm like, no, this is
He
great.
comes over naked.
Right, just shows up at the door.
He knocks
That's
with
not
his
his
penis.
penis. Yeah.
That's not his.
Who could that be?
So like we watched TV, watching Family Guy, like laughing and talking, like snuggled up on the couch, and I was like, oh my god, this is great. Did our business afterwards. Like, we'll fast forward through that part.
That's what it looked like.
That's on film.
So after we're done with that, get dressed. Everybody's back to normal. Sits back down on the couch. I started watching TV.
He didn't leave?
I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you here still? So I'm like, well, I mean, he's nice enough. Like, we'll hang out for a little bit, watch more TV. So every time he puts his arm around me, so I'm like leaning on his shoulder, kisses my forehead, and he's just like, this is nice. I like spending time with you. He's like, you have a really nice personality. And I'm like, what? You need to stop saying these things to me. You can't leave.
Now I'm riveted because how is this going to become a dumpster fire?
Let me fucking tell you. So that happened, and it's like, I absolutely want to spend more time with you. Like, I can easily see myself like catching feelings for you like way too hard, and I'm like,
Catch feels, as they say.
My plans.
They're coming to fruition.
So it was like an hour and a half of just like hanging out, talking about work, this, that, and the next thing. And I'm like, okay, cool. It's like 2 a.m. Get out of my house. I have work in the morning. You're cute. Bye. Get out. On his way out, he's like, I wish I'd met you like 2 weeks ago. And I was like when we were supposed to? He was like, yeah. Because
I'm married now.
yeah. No, I wish I could stop a marriage.
Because I have somebody else chained to my radiator now. It's like,
I want to be chained.
Somebody else got my stool already.
I already cured another illness. He's like, yeah, because like I'm moving. And I was like, oh, like BFD, like maybe like an hour away or something. Like, it's fine. I really like you, so that's nothing. I've driven.
John Wayne's moving.
John Wayne moved to fucking
Montana.
Montana.
that actually sounds like a John Wayne thing to do.
Thank you.
Hence the Wayne.
Yeah.
So.
That's just,
Oh,
you
he's
know.
not a Wayne.
Oh.
No, that's Wang. Wang.
John Wayne.
John
Wang.
Wang. That's his name. That's his name. So he's like, yeah, I'm moving to like Montana in like a month. And I was like, what? He's like, yeah. So like, I want to hang out with you more, but like, I'm afraid if we spend too much time together, I'm gonna like you too much, and it's gonna like suck to move. And I'm like, well, you could not move, because these are like.
It's an option.
So what I was told was he was moving like with his friend, who already lives out there, to like try it out because he hates it around here. And it's like, give it a couple months, see if he hates it or not, and then decide what to do.
I feel like he's going to be back.
See, I've been following his Snapchats, and I don't think he fucking will. I also think he met a man, so I'm gonna blow my fucking brains out.
Oh.
So.
It's impressive. You met him in Montana.
Right? I didn't know there were gays in Montana!
They're hiding in the bushes.
In the snow. Yeah, well. Powder. So. We were like, okay, we're gonna hang out anyway, because we both really like spending time with each other. Like, it's gonna be fine. Nope!
No?
Kept blowing me off. Schedules didn't line up. Just nothing. Sweet text here and there. The occasional selfie. Nope. Selfie on Snapchat.
Selfie?
Selfie on Snapchat.
You sound like you're from Montana. You want to take a selfie?
So it's like devastating. So it's like 2 days before he moves. And I'm like I'm making dinner. Like, I made more than enough. You're welcome to come over and have dinner with me. It'd be really nice to see you before you leave. And he's like, that is the sweetest thing ever. I will text you as soon as I'm out of work. Never texted me.
No.
Wow, that's sad. That's a dumpster fire.
Yeah. This one actually
That's
hurt.
a soggy fire.
This one actually hurt. So that's kind of shitty. We're still friends on Snapchat. So, like, we talk every now and then. He'll check up on me, like, vice versa. But then the other day he put up a Snapchat about how he is surprised there are so many hot guys that are gay that are, like, skiers and snowboarders and all that good stuff. And I was like, oh, okay. I'll go shit in my hand. Like, whatever.
Gross.
Now there's a stamp.
So that one sucks. Because I liked John Wang a lot.
Okay, so now back to Tiny Tim.
Yeah, you said Tiny Tim resurrects.
So, Tiny Tim, right at the end of John Wang leaving, Tiny Tim texts me, hey, how have you been? Excuse you? Fine. What can I do for you? Do you have a question? Do you need technical support? What is this? No, it's like nothing ever changed. Oh, blah, super sweet, nice, chatty Cathy. Talked about like what we did for the holidays.
Talking to Timmy.
Yeah, talking to Tiny Tim. Like, that's it. I'm just like, literally still texting me. Texting me while we were taking our pictures.
Really? That was the text?
Yeah. Like, mind you, he's answering a text I sent 2 days ago. Answering the question, I was like, oh, did you have work today? Like, how was your day? Yep, text me just now. Yeah, I just got home, like, trying to unwind, blah, blah, blah. Bitch, that was days ago.
What did you do when you got home now?
So I'm like, well, I don't know. Are you answering the question now or then? Like, am I not getting them? Are you an idiot? What are we doing?
Probably a mixture.
So I'm like kind of put off. Like, I don't know that I want to keep trying to push like getting to know each other. Also, we still haven't met in person, so I'm like, I'm gonna miss out.
Yeah.
So that's frustrating because he's still talking to me. Still. Then I'm on my homosexual dating app while both of these people are pissing me off, and I get messaged by a kid I was talking to like 2 years ago, who moved to South Carolina or something. Just moved back. I like men that travel. I also like to travel. And he's like, oh my god, like, why are you still on this dating app? Like, you're gorgeous. How has nobody snatched you up yet? And I'm like, ugh.
Let me tell you.
Yeah, I'm like, first of all,
Download the
flattery
Trash
will
Can
get you
podcast.
everything. Second of all, I don't know, maybe you can snatch me up. Nah. So, yeah, so no, so this is exciting. We were texting, immediately we're back to texting, so we still have each other's numbers.
Yeah.
Texting, super, super cute. He is a volunteer firefighter. Bitch, I know. Like, in good shape, short, again, my thing. So I'm like, oh, this is gonna be so nice. Obsessed with Disney, goes like twice a year. Like,
You need that.
I know. So he was like, oh, I'm leaving in a couple of weeks. Like, we should hang out before I leave, and then I can come see you when I get back. And I was like, okay. I like how that sounds. So we're talking, blah, 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 like normal conversation here and there. Started to get a little dark, and like, ram.
Oh,
'Cause
okay.
it was like-
I thought like he was like, who's your favorite serial killer?
No. So like, the homosexual witching hour for sleddiness is between like 11:45 p.m. and like 2 a.m.
So specific.
And it was like 12:30.
Oh, he's right in the witch now.
He was right dead center. So it's like, then we both kind of like, yeah, exactly. And he's like, oh, I'm definitely gonna like fall in love with you if this is how we're gonna do things. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's fine.
Hello.
I can do that. This is fine.
I think he knows just what gets you wet.
Probably.
Of course.
Legitimate things. All good things. All good things. So, like, this seems to be going great. We're gonna hang out this day. Asked me on a date. Guess when our date was supposed to be? Today.
Oh.
That's funny because you said you were free today.
I know. So, that is because a few days ago, I was hanging out with my friend David. And Dov. And he was like, oh, like, how's things? Hey, Trix, how's things? Trix was like, can't. I'm like, that's not, whatever.
I just stare at you. What?
So I was like, yeah, I think I'm going on a date with this kid. And he's like, oh, the volunteer firefighter. Yes. Why do you know that? I'm like,
Yeah,
have
why
you?
does he know that?
How's he? I'm like, I know it's a small world for homosexuals. I'm like, do you also know him? It's like, no, like we haven't like hooked up or gone out or anything. He's like,
Okay,
but
Dov, tell us.
he's
more.
like, oh, but my friend had sex with him.
Oh.
And I was like, I'm thinking like, oh, they were probably like talking a while ago. No, it was like a month ago.
Oh, so he's just sleeping around.
So then he like reached out to all his friends that he knows that have hooked up with this kid. Apparently he's just this is what he does. He's like, oh, you're so nice to me. Like, I might like you. And then
Sleeps.
sleep with them and then leaves.
That sounds like a shitty person.
Yeah. So I was like super excited to actually get to know somebody like nice. It was like things that I wanted. And then I found it out. And then as proof, David found the videos that his friends sent him of them banging.
Oh.
So I have him getting banged on my phone.
That's some good wank material.
No!
I was kidding.
I know the other person that's banging him too.
Jesus Christ, open
Well-
your friend circle.
Well,
His
it was,
circle is wide open and ready, Jared.
so the person doing the banging in the video is my freshman roommate's ex-boyfriend in college. And I was like, I know that dick
I
anyway.
think I know why the gays moved to Montana.
Yeah, because we all fucking know each other and know fucking each other. It's awful. So that was also very hurtful. So these are my dumpster fires. This is
Dumpster
why I'm
fires
gonna die alone.
got me bummed today.
Yeah, that's why I've been doing a lot of drinking.
Wasn't as
lately.
uplifting as I thought.
No, normally my dumpster fires are like, and fuck that bitch! I don't need
It
her!
was full of
And
heartbreak.
this one's like, and now I'm sad and alone.
Yeah, and I'm still here with my married friends in my empty apartment.
We're
Recording
in
a
it.
podcast.
So what are we gonna do for our Valentine's Day episode?
You guys are gonna go out and do something cute, and I'm gonna do a whole pod by myself
Oh my
about
God.
all of the terrible
He's
Valentine's
gonna get
days
drunk
that I've
and just
had.
be like, well.
All the bad Valentine's days I've ever had, I'm gonna put in one podcast, and then just like talk shit about them. It'll be called Mikey's V-Day. It's great.
Very original.
Thank you.
What you doing?
The V stands for violent.
Violence?
Ew.
Yes. Because I'm angry about it.
Oh,
Also,
mad?
I'm not medicated,
I know.
so these stories are gonna be very different than usual.
Oh yeah, we forgot to give like a
The
trigger-
preface.
Trigger warning.
He's off his meds.
Sorry. And I'm not drunk either, which is depressing.
Well, we learned our lesson from last time.
That's true.
I
have to listen to that podcast.
We've sworn off drinking.
Yeah.
Like heavily during
This
a
is-
podcast.
That's why I'm drinking juice.
Liar.
It is juice.
Juice is spicy.
It's grape juice. They just fermented.
So, Mikkel, how'd you like those dumpster fires?
Mikkel, find me a man. You live out in the Midwest, right?
Oh, she'll find you a man.
A meth? Is that what you said?
A man.
I thought you said she'll find you a meth. I'm like, nope, found that already. Next.
No, she'll find you a man.
Okay, Mikkel man finder.
Yeah.
I like either like
Manhunter.
6'2" and like thin, or like 5'6" and jacked. I don't care which. One of them. He needs to love Disney and be okay with the fact that I do makeup and I'm a drag queen, because if not, I'm gonna cut out his organs and sell them.
Use them to make makeup.
Makeup.
Ooh, blood red lipstick.
I'm just gonna kiss his bloody organs and leave. Like,
It's the color of kidneys.
Ew.
ugh.
Kidney kisses.
Kidney XOXO kidney kisses. So yeah, Mikkel.
Wait,
You're the
could
man.
that be the cover for the title?
Kidney kisses?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one. The season 1 finale. Kidney kisses.
Oh, there goes the Ballad of John Wang.
We can vote on
No,
it later.
that's the subtitle. The Ballad of John Wang, colon, kidney kisses.
Yeah, colon.
Colon! Colon, kidney kisses! Colon, comma, kidney kisses.
Exclamation point.
So
Yuck.
good. So yeah. And those were your dumpster fires.
Wow.
Burn it down!
That was 3 in a row dumpster fire. That's a finale-sized dumpster fire.
It was great.
Bonfire.
It was like 4 cans. 4 cans of dumpster.
Ah.
4 dumpster cans.
No, one of those cans is pretty nice actually.
Uh,
But
so we have other segments that we do. Don't
I
sigh.
haven't
This
done these
isn't.
segments in like months.
I forgot we had segments. Usually it's Mikey, talk about something stupid for an hour.
Well, we can get rid of these segments after season 1.
Yeah.
These are the introductory segment.
Yeah, this.
I think we should just do different segments every episode. Like, we'll just make one up. Because we're like, oh, we're talking about this for a while, we'll call it this. And just make it a segment.
Yeah. Okay. Now.
So
Anyway, we'll talk about that next season.
blah
Back to
blah
this
blah.
garbage fucking segment Jared wants to revive.
Okay.
This is a
yeah.
good one.
So this is white trash.
Oh. Oh.
I'm bringing back all the segments.
I love white trash.
So this is white trash. This is old school white trash.
Ooh.
I read this
it
article
Melania's
today.
jacket?
Historical trash.
This is historical trash.
Oh, most things in this country are.
Historical white trash. So the title of this article I found on CNN is called "Get Out of Here, Wolf Blitzer."
Get out of here.
So I read this article on CNN and it was titled "European colonizers killed so many Native Americans that it changed the global climate."
What?
You
Is
ready?
this white trash or is this like
Conspiracy.
Mythbusters?
Yeah.
No, because this is from scientists. This is official. I'd call it like Mythbusters if it was on like
Oh god.
sci-fi.com.
What?
So this is what people are saying. So when Europeans arrived in the Americas, they caused so much death and disease that it changed the global climate. A new study finds.
Wait, because like enough people died, it like fucked up the weather, or like?
I'm about to read it.
Oh.
So European settlers killed 56 million indigenous people over about 100 years in South, Central, and North America,
I was like, oh, South Central. Damn.
causing large swaths of farmland to be abandoned and reforested. Researchers at the University College of London estimate. The increase in trees and vegetation across an area the size of France resulted in a massive decrease in carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. So they killed those people, the forest came back. The carbon levels changed enough to cool the Earth by 1610, which is, what, like 200-ish years? Yeah, not even 150 before Columbus arrived. The CO2 and climate have been relatively stable until this point. So this is the first major change we see.
I knew global warming was a white people problem.
It's because we did it. This is us.
Wait, I thought they said it cooled the climate.
Yeah.
Not warmed the climate.
It cooled it, but that's still so it used to be warm and now it's cold. Maybe they saved us.
Okay, good.
I don't know.
No, white people don't make it better. Shoot.
Nope.
Before this study, some scientists had argued the temperature change in the 1600s, called the Little Ice Age, was caused only by natural forces.
Nope.
So literally, white dudes caused a miniature ice age.
I believe it.
But like, what degree change was it in a matter of 150 years? It's not like it got like, on average, 65 degrees colder. It was maybe like 4 or 5.
That's still pretty drastic, though.
For an average temperature over 150 years? 5 degrees?
It's not just that the average changes, the extremes change too.
You want to know how minute a temperature change can affect something? A small shift in temperature is about 1/10 of a degree in the 17th century led to a colder winter, frosty summer, and failing harvests.
Yeah.
Damn, white people, how savage.
The implications of the study go beyond climate science and also contribute to research in geography and history. Who would have thought? Natural resources and food shipped from the New World helped Europe's population to expand. It also allowed people to stop farming for sustenance and begin working in other industries for spare money. So this is like the rise of white people even further. This is what propels us.
Oh, God. And this is why Trump is our president.
And that is the culmination of all of this. That little ice age? Trump.
Oh, I was going to say, wait, is that in the article? Because
No.
That's me jumping to
I would
conclusions.
love that. They're like, and that's why we've got Trump. Next.
The really weird thing is, the depopulation of the Americas may have inadvertently allowed the Europeans to dominate the world. It also allowed for the Industrial Revolution and for Europeans to continue that domination.
Yeah, no, duh.
So white people suck? They've always sucked.
It's true.
God, what is our problem?
I just have so many random questions like, what technological advances do you think we would have if Native Americans were still like the dominant race of the Americas?
I don't think we'd be on
Corn could
Yeah.
shuck itself.
No, I don't think it would be necessarily
No, a lot of people are gonna like that, and
a
I loved it.
technical advancement.
Technological.
Yes, thank you.
Technically.
Because
Puxatani.
I don't know. This is just an assumption, but I don't think that's something that they valued.
No, it's not. That was part of the joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be a very different.
Yeah. No, people would probably be much more in tune with nature and how the world operates.
I think it's hard for any part of the world to avoid tech advancement, except for people in places that are like really
Like
impoverished.
third world countries.
But
I feel like that sounds
even-
disrespectful. the
Even
term
then,
third world
I don't
country.
think that's true because there's a lot of communities that are really, really struggling, like where they just don't have the money and the resources, and there's a ton of really intelligent people inventing a lot of really awesome things, but they just don't have the resources to get it out there.
That's legitimate.
Also, third world country stems from, I think, I want to say World War II. Or was it World War I? So third world didn't necessarily mean...
Or was it 3? I don't know.
Didn't necessarily... didn't necessarily mean like they were like behind the times. So first world is everybody that agreed with like
First world problems.
quote unquote the good guys.
First world problems. My Wi-Fi doesn't reach the bathroom.
So like the United States, England, Australia, those are all first world countries.
I've never heard of second world country.
Second world country is something like Russia.
Russia? Oh, because they're like weird about shit.
They're the opposition.
And they were the opposition, and the countries that sided with nobody technically are third world countries.
Which is weird because I feel like the terms are not used correctly.
No, they got lost along the way.
Because third world countries now would imply like unintelligent, like not productive, poor, like barren, terrible places to live.
Mm-hmm.
A
Yeah,
first
but great
world
places
country
for
is
white
like
people to vacation.
first world country would be like rich in education, money, technology,
Yeah.
advancements. Like, oh, everyone's doing great. So in my mind, a second world country, even you saying Russia technically being a second world country, I'm like, that makes sense because they have both.
They're right in between.
They have like terrible Siberia and like the terrible things that come with being in Russia, but then they're also like brilliant.
They
So it's
can
like,
hack
yeah.
anything.
I was like, yeah, so that makes sense. They're a second world country. Plot twist, that's not what these things mean.
Yeah.
But it's just kind of the definitions that they've been given contextually. That sentence sounded smart.
Did it?
Puxatawny.
Sorry. Well, I'm like kind of unrelated, semi-related note. I watched a documentary.
I watched a documentary.
That's where we broke into a musical. That's what
Why are you running?
I was trying to think of the word.
Jumped the shark
I
there.
think it was a documentary or like a video,
Maybe.
an
Yeah.
educational video.
Was it the self-help video that the guy on the train was watching?
No.
Call back.
But it was about these so-called third world countries and
You and your third
places where there doesn't seem to be a lot of like agricultural industry, and why. And something they were talking about was people from first world countries take it upon themselves to volunteer and go to those places and do all this work and fundraise and send bags of rice to feed the kids, but then it destroys.
And our old gross T-shirts.
But it just, that too, and t-shirts and stuff like that, but
Yeah.
it destroys their economy because the amount of, I'll just say like Americans or like Europeans
The amount of first world supporters.
who are throwing donated clothes and rice at these people is flooding their market, and it's coming, there's so much of it, it's so cheap that it's like,
I'd imagine it's hurting their business.
exactly. So farmers in these countries, people who want to like harvest their own crops, they can't because
you can get a hand-me-down American gift for
Exactly.
an eighth of the price.
Exactly.
So
And
why
so
buy something
they
local?
literally have like
That's
these,
literally why we buy things from China.
these sites where it's just like piles upon piles of clothing, and people just go there and grab stuff instead of buying from local markets or local vendors who work really hard to make their product.
So my question with that is, if the country and their economy doesn't have the financial stability to support themselves to begin with, how would they support themselves with the like buying and selling of goods? Like, so like, you know how like we have X amount of money like in vaults underground. We have more currency than we actually have money to back it up, but we at least have the money to back up some of it. Like we have the gold to
We don't know if it's still there.
Yeah, true. But you like, you know what I mean? You don't. I can
I
tell
don't
by your
feel
face.
what you're saying.
So like, if the country is poor and everybody's poor, the people growing crops, everyone's poor. So who has the money to buy these things anyway?
But things.
The things
Crops.
with the crops that
Like the people that are trying to run
the
businesses
third worlders
and like
are growing.
yeah, so like if they're trying to sell their own goods and crops and services, but nobody has money, you're hurting anyway. I'm not saying what we're doing. I'm not saying what we're doing is right, but I'm saying it's
They
like
would have the money if we allowed people to buy stuff from each other instead of just.
but they don't have money to begin with.
Yeah,
like money-
Yes, they do.
Yeah, but like, what if we
But not-
donated instead, like farming equipment?
Well, that's what a lot of people say is we should give them the resources to advance their own businesses
Yeah,
instead
that
of
would be
just
helpful.
giving them the end product.
But
Mike
I
is
don't know.
concerned that they're gonna harvest all these crops, but nobody can buy them.
Yeah, so it's like you're putting in all this time and effort and
Well,
like
yeah,
your
because
own finances.
The value of their currency goes down because we flood their market with cheap goods.
Yeah, But I'm saying, where was the value of their currency before this?
It was a lot better.
How?
They had
Like that doesn't
When
make
they started.
But,
Yeah, no.
So like I think so. My question boils down to: if you don't have money to begin with, where did this money magically materialize that you could start buying and selling things?
They had money.
But not a lot, or they wouldn't be in the boat to begin with.
I don't think you have become a
It's
country
not-
without money.
Yeah, no, they had money, but people are under the impression they have money, but then circumstances come up where they may not have enough. So a lot of these situations that I'm referencing from a video I watched was like people in like Haiti, for example.
Yeah.
So they have these giant like ecological disasters or like natural disasters that just flatline their country for a while because everything's destroyed.
Yeah.
And so they need aid.
Yeah.
You know, there's a time and a place for it. But then America or like first world countries, they come up with these companies like UNICEF and like all these people who donate and they make a profit off of it and they get funding for it, so they send them stuff and they're doing a good thing, but then it becomes a business and they just keep sending stuff.
There's no need to
So-
really rebuild the economy in the place to
Exactly.
begin
So
with.
they don't have
No,
to.
like that
yeah.
part I understand.
He doesn't understand where
Where
the
the
money
I
and
don't-
materialized.
I think my problem is like I don't know where the problem began.
Oh, that's hard. I don't know.
I think that's my hard time.
I
is
don't
like,
know
'cause
myself,
if
but
they
I'm sure
were
somebody
running-
intelligent could listen to
yeah.
this and tell us.
So like my thing is like if they were running a successful economy to begin with, and like even with a natural disaster occurring, like they would be able to rebuild themselves if they had a substantial economy, or like a successful economy to begin with. So I'm like, where did the problem start?
But they could not have had enough. Like, this happens all the time. Like, Puerto Rico didn't have enough money after their hurricanes.
Yeah.
To rebuild.
So like I think it's just my confusion where I'm like, if this tiny village in Africa and they're trading beans as currency, this is a really dramatic and uneducated scenario. But for sake of example, if they're trading beans as currency,
But they're not.
they're not. They have like coins or whatnot.
They have money.
But it's not,
coins.
no, but it's not the same. Like, I feel like you have a really glorified view of it. If these countries are like super poor and like impoverished, they're not walking around with dollar bills. It's not a thing.
No.
No, they have their own currency.
Yeah, which is different in every country. It could be coins. You
Yeah.
don't need to give me that look of disgust like I'm unintelligent.
No, I just don't understand what you're saying.
I'm saying if they had that to begin with, it came out of nowhere because we obviously don't have the answer to that question yet. Why is it that someone had to, like, I don't understand where the problem started. If they already had it going. No? Okay.
Do you get what he's asking?
I feel like he doesn't understand how like a country comes into being, and then it's like, this is our money, this is how much it's worth.
Yeah,
Let's
that's
go.
my issue. Like, where did you start this? It's like we had gold at some point and decided to use dollars instead, based on the amount of gold we had.
Okay.
What started in these countries, and how did it spiral downward? That's my question. Like, if these small, like, impoverished countries didn't have a strong foothold to begin with.
But they did.
Okay, but how?
The same way any country develops.
That's not an answer. What is it?
I don't know economics.
Okay, but that's my question. Like, if you had a strong foothold in the beginning,
Yeah.
what happened? What happened?
Lots of things. War can happen. Natural disaster can happen. Disease
But-
can happen.
But
I
if
just don't
they
feel like
had,
reading about
but if they
this,
had
how
a
they
strong
create
foothold, they
currency.
could rebuild themselves.
not always, because countries have investments in other things. They have debts. Like,
Like, I understand that part, but I'm just. It really just comes down to I don't think anyone needed to step in at any point if they could have supported themselves to begin with.
So it's basically always as the gold system. A representative currency is a currency which is backed by some rare commodity, by always guaranteeing that it can be exchanged back into that commodity. So they have to have
So
something.
they would have had to run out of whatever their currency was to get themselves into this kind of
However,
hole.
they didn't run out of that currency. We started flooding the market.
Yeah.
And
Okay,
dropping
so
the
that
value.
makes,
So it just lowers the
that's my
value of what they
issue
have.
is that if that currency that they had never declined in value, because we're the reason they declined, or first world countries are
Yeah.
getting involved.
Yeah.
If it never declined, why the fuck did we get involved?
Because we could.
That's awful.
Yeah.
Well, they might have thought they had like a. I'm sure
There-
eventually, because the wealth
But
proportion
that's
gets
I think
distributed.
I had to go the longest way around that because I wanted each piece first.
Yeah.
But I'm like, if they had everything going, and it's like, yeah, natural disaster,
I
like
think
things
it
get
comes down
destroyed.
to
I'm like,
distribution.
but you
of
had a
wealth.
functioning currency, and you
My-
had a
yeah,
functioning
yeah.
business
I
economy.
think the big problem in my eyes is that you can aid people, but you have to aid them in a way that allows them to be self-sufficient moving forward,
Absolutely.
and that's not
That's not how
a
any
good
of these
business
countries.
model for the people who are getting rich off of it, because you want people to be dependent on your product.
Yeah.
You know, it's like any business.
Yeah.
You know,
Which is a respectable business idea, business
depends.
model. And from a business standpoint, yeah, that's
it's
exactly
from a
what you
making
want.
money standpoint.
Yeah.
Yes,
But
ethically.
For
no.
for helping people, no, that is
Yeah,
not how you want to do that.
exactly.
Because
Exactly.
you're not helping, you're selling.
Right.
I mean, that is where my issue comes into this. Is
Oh
that
yeah, no.
if these
terrible.
countries were sufficient prior to our quote unquote assistance,
Yeah.
what like, even with a natural disaster, it's like barely any help would have just put them back on the right track and they would have fixed it themselves.
Yeah.
It's like, oh god, you guys like need medical assistance. Like you had a natural disaster. Cool. Make people healthy again, then get out. Bye.
Yeah, that's not.
God, I hate this country.
Don't
And
you?
I hate the whole world. Let's be realistic about this.
Yeah.
We're all garbage. Humans are trash.
White trash?
Gosh.
White, yellow, brown, red, all of it. We're all
Every
trash.
color of the rainbow.
We're garbage. Yeah,
So that was white trash.
that was a lot of trash.
That got tense.
I felt like it was good conversation.
That
Yeah.
was actually. I didn't think that article was going to stimulate such conversation.
But it's like, I want as much information as I can get about it before I'm like
I would like
opinionated.
our listeners. I mean, nobody really comments a lot, but if anybody has any thoughts or opinions on the white trash that we discussed, I want to know what they have to say. What?
Nothing. I agree.
I don't know.
I would like to know other people's
Yeah,
opinions.
like I want other perspectives.
Yeah. And one other Puxatani?
Pensatucky.
Pensatucky!
That's it.
It was
That's
Pensatucky.
That's the. I thought that was the orange is the new black one.
It's not.
No, you looked it up. It was like,
I thought it was Pensatucky.
who fucking knows?
This is the important stuff. This is
This
hard
is
hitting.
real
Screw
white
third
trash.
world countries.
Ah!
What's the character in Orange is the New Black?
Yeah, Pensatucky. But I said Ponsatucket. God
Ponsatucket.
damn it.
I thought you said Ponsatuxy.
Ponsatuxet.
I don't know.
She fucked up the name.
Somewhere.
That's what, and it was the cutest thing I've ever heard. And I was like, what was it?
Somewhere along
Say
the
it
line.
again.
The name got.
And she said it confidently, and I was like, and Steph's like, is that not what it is? I'm like, no, no, it's Punxsutawney.
Oops.
I loved it. Loved it.
All right.
Oh god.
We're at 50 minutes. Keep going.
Alright. Anybody have anything? Because I have a finale, but if anybody has anything else they want to get off their chest before that.
These breasts.
I need these breasts off my chest.
Why are you running? Nope, I got nothing.
You got anything?
Nope.
Did you secure my phone call?
No, but I can try to make it.
Not yet.
Who?
We'll get to it.
Who are we
All right.
phoning?
So
right.
we're going into our last segment.
God, I wish I were dead.
And
Blah, blah, blah.
yep. But it's gonna be bigger and badder than ever.
Yeah.
And it's gonna hit very, very close to home.
Oh god. I know it's haunted here. I'm well aware. I live here. That's a haunting in itself.
Well, yeah, it is. So for this Trashylmania, I wanted to bring our podcast studio, the apartment, into the spotlight.
It's a new character.
Because we've all experienced weird things here.
Yes, we have.
Have we?
Yes.
Yep.
Have we? Yes.
So I thought, you know, what a better thing to...
No, he's not here, is he? Is he waiting outside?
I just have him out in the cold.
So I'm like, I'm glad I put eyebrows
I just
on.
call him, like, come on in.
That's where they're like, come on in, Doc. I'm gonna like, burn it. Burn it down. Also, I like that these two are in fucking cahoots, and I'm over here like, okay, what are we doing? And they're like, whores.
So this week's Trash Rain is about the apartment, which is haunted. Maybe.
Let me know when you're ready for the history.
So.
Oh, are you calling Katie and Jared?
No.
No, but we asked. So, yeah, go into the history. What is the history of this
Okay.
of this building?
So
The
this
shit shack?
this building that we live in is a 3-story apartment.
Oh, she said we. No.
We used to
I
live
pay.
We used to live here. And then my
Jared still gets his fucking mail here, though.
That's spooky.
So Mikey's apartment's on the first floor, and then the upstairs neighbors occupy the top 2 floors, which is like a full apartment.
It's like a house.
Yes.
On
Funny you
top
should
of-
say that.
And
top
they've
of
been
my
there
apartment.
for a long time. There goes.
Plot twist, they've been doing it the whole time.
They are the
They've
ghosts.
been doing it the whole time!
But so there is a business
But so.
in the area called Nolan's Flowers, and back in the day, the owners of Nolan's Flowers, husband and wife couple, lived upstairs.
And this was the shop, was it not?
No, this floor was their refrigerator for their flowers.
Hmm.
So this whole floor was a giant fridge,
Which is why it's constantly freezing.
and it
always
smells like flowers. Just kidding.
I fucking wish it smelled like flowers. They fucking reek.
I wish this ghost would do a little more haunting.
Alright, god damn, girl. Carry
But
your
then
weight.
their daughter brought her house from another plot of land and plopped it out front. So your landlords live in their daughter's house, and they filled the whole property with like roses and flowers, and they grew everything right here. And then they lived here basically until they died.
Till they died.
Okay.
And then it passed ownership into new hands, and then
That guy destroyed the
he
property.
destroyed all the flowers, and he like killed them all, and then just laid down grass and cement. And then the current owners got the property, and they started.
Wait, so
planting-
we're only 3 owners out?
like 3 or 4,
Damn.
and they started to try to grow flowers here, and flowers started to prop up like everywhere, just like cropping up out of the ground here and there. But there was this one rose bush that was like dead, and
Dude.
Katie brought it back to life. She's the landlord's wife.
The
I don't know why
landlord's
that's
wife.
important, but I think it's cute.
It's a great book.
So anyway, that's the history. We live in a flower box. Fridge.
That's dope.
We live.
We record in a flower box. And since
I was like,
being
how does
here,
that make it haunted?
I know I've experienced stuff.
I've experienced
And
this.
I've never experienced things. And I know that Mikey has experienced things.
And other people have experienced things here.
Mm-hmm.
Who?
We'll get to that.
Oh my god.
Dr.
While you were sleeping, we had a ghost hunter come in.
For fuck's sake.
So, Tara, why don't you go into what you've experienced in this historical home fridge box?
Okay. So back when I
done.
used to sit in the fridge,
I wish I had my meds.
I used to see out of the corner of my eye a cat
Before we owned a cat.
before we owned a cat over by the cellar door.
Which is the creepiest part of the whole building. If it,
Yeah.
The cellar door.
I've never.
I used to see movement over there.
Weird.
Yeah. I'd be like sitting on the couch watching TV, and then I would see something over there.
Weird.
Yeah, multiple times.
Is that it?
Yeah,
No.
I was haunted by a cat.
Weird. I would just assume that it was the light from one of the windows.
But it was low. It was like right here.
So,
Physics.
and Mikey's heard somebody eating a sandwich.
Yeah.
God, that was fucked up.
Mikey, tell us about your experience.
So it was only the first week that I lived here, and haven't had any problems since. So it was like my 3rd or 4th night sleeping here. I woke up at like 2:30 in the morning, and it sounded like someone was eating a sandwich that had lettuce on it. It's a very specific sound. Where it's like muffled and soft, but you still get the
There's a
snap
crunch.
from the lettuce. But it was coming from like the opposite corner of my bed, where like
Could it
the
have
plugs.
been somebody trimming flowers?
Oh.
That's fucked up.
Sharon's face. I mean, mayhaps, or eating a flower. I don't know.
It's a cat eating a flower.
For fuck's sake, honestly. But it was like that really specific like bread and lettuce sound. Like that's the first thing I thought of, and it was coming from the like far right corner of the room where the plugs and the TV are now. And it was so
In
fucking
your bedroom.
in my bedroom while I'm asleep, and it was so fucking loud. It woke me up. And I remember sitting up and staring at that corner and seeing nothing, but it just kept going for like 5 or 6 minutes, and it wouldn't stop, and I was fucked up about it. And I went back to bed when it stopped. I don't give a shit. If you're gonna kill me now, bitch. I don't care. But it was loud. It was creepy. I was fucked up about it.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, it was like. And I was like, but like I could hear the chewing and the swallowing. Like it was a full.
Like a person.
Yeah, it was someone. It sounded like someone was eating a sandwich in the corner of my room. Who are you calling?
Nobody, don't worry about it.
My God.
They come up from the basement.
Is it Ken and Deb?
Could you imagine? Oh, we should ask them.
No.
I'll wait till you're not around.
I did see it on the camera.
I'm gonna do it there.
Now you can. Yeah.
Now you can catch a ghost on camera.
Ow. No answer.
Can you tell me who it is then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to?
You can.
So she was calling Sarah, who
Hi,
was here
Sarah.
over the summer,
Yeah.
who spent a week here,
Sleeping
slept on our couch,
Yeah.
and one night I guess she got up to go to the bathroom, and as she was walking down, she felt like something
Somebody
grabbed
grabbed the
like
neck of her
the
shirt.
neck of her shirt.
Yeah. And she asked us, without us ever prompting, if the apartment was haunted.
Weird. I got awkward.
And then my experience, what was mine? I only have the one, right?
With you.
Uh huh. And then the detector. That's all the same thing.
Oh.
It's all the same event. So it was in June, and I was sitting on the couch, and like where we record the podcast, it's like a bar, and then there's like a pillar that separates the kitchen from the living room, and I had the guitar leaned up against the pillar. It had been there for like a month and a half, so it never moved.
I thought it was over there when this happened.
Nope, it was right here. And one day, in the middle of the afternoon, the guitar fell. And I was like, alright, well, it'd been leaning for a while, I'll get up and fix it. So I propped it back up, sat down, and the guitar fell.
I mean physics.
Got up, fixed it again, and the guitar fell. But it'd been in that same position for like a month and a half. So Tara one Valentine's Day jokingly got me a ghost detecting device, what they call an EMF reader, which is electromagnetic field reader. So if you ever see it on the ghost hunting shows, it's that thing where they're like, can you wave in front of this machine and make it light up? And I took a video of this. We never showed you this?
No.
I have a ghost. No, I'm kidding. It's not a ghost.
Part of me is like, this is such a bunch of bullshit. And the other part of me is like, they're doing this to kill you. And the third part of me, the tiny voice in the back is like, how fascinating.
That's the part I want you to open your eyes to. So this is the device here. How does this iPad work? This is my first time using the iPad on the pod. So this is me turning it on. So that's what it should look like when they light it up, the red lights. And I'm asking, is anybody here? It's going to take a little under a minute. And I felt like a crazy person doing this.
Yeah, well.
But I also checked to make sure nothing else would set it off. There's nothing around that would.
And live people don't set it off?
If you're in front of it. It's not working, Tara.
It's loading.
Yeah, just give it a second.
Why does it have to load?
It's because
You
you're
probably haven't
downloading
watched
it
Yeah,
from
you
your
probably
phone.
haven't watched it in a while.
So I'm waiting. It's gonna be fast, but
Why do you have the volume up?
and then I was too freaked out. I had to turn the lights on.
Oh my god. Are you kidding me? I would have been like, we're gonna do this for hours.
Will you explain what you just witnessed?
Oh, so the thing flashed red. Yep.
So I feel like we got some stories, but not a lot of evidence.
Yeah, well. Because it's. I'm not a person for this stuff. Like, I love the idea of it, but I'm like, but this is garbage.
Which is what I think. And
That's
I think
like
that...
what our podcast is about.
Yeah, I love this because it's garbage.
So, for our first into video frontier that we're going into on YouTube, we are going to investigate the apartment. Not tonight. I know I said we were going to record some stuff tonight, but we're not going to investigate tonight. But I'm trying to secure us some ghost hunters.
Oh, God. They're going to come in and be like, this place is fucking fine. Can we go?
Wait, we forgot about Mikey's other thing.
Mikey had Oh, this is where
This
it
is
comes
why
in.
we brought this up. This is why we're doing this.
I'm also trying to get you an out.
Because
Recently,
About
something
losing my AirPods.
Because
Yes.
I am of the opinion that you lost your AirPods because you are terribly untidy.
Can I tell you, I figured out how I lost them.
How's that?
Because I brought my black pumps to work and I was going to wear them.
Oh my god.
Because everyone was like, why the fuck not? So I wore them for like an hour and I felt really uncomfortable because I thought I was being judged more so than usual. And I was really insecure, so I went and I put them back inside of my bag,
Bum,
Right.
bum, bum.
which was Thursday. Then I came home and was like, these stupid shoes, and I threw them on the floor, and then I couldn't find my sweatpants. So I moved all of my stuff around, and the shoes ended up underneath all of the clothes. The AirPods had fallen into them.
And you told me there was no way.
Yeah, well, I forgot I brought the shoes to work. But yeah, that was 1,000% me.
Well, that's good.
After you accused our store of having a thief.
I did not accuse
Yes, you
anyone
did.
specifically. I said there are a lot of people that come in and out of that building. And if they were out in the open, I wouldn't be surprised.
So these ghost hunters that I've reached out to, I'm waiting for a return. I emailed them over the weekend. So one is Dr. Vitka. He's my number one option. But if he
You
doesn't,
say who your number one and number two are. What if we get your number three?
there's no number. Because you know who number 3 is?
Me.
Yeah, it's us. I'm gonna get us equipment and we're gonna do it. So number 1 is Dr. Vitka, who we took his tour in Salem, and he said if we contacted him over the winter, maybe he would come and investigate the apartment. That's when we were living here. If he doesn't get back to me when he sees that the trash can is contacting him,
How could you resist?
Paranormal Investigators of Attleboro is my backup option.
Cool.
And they would come here, and I thought, I try to set it up so it's a thing where, like, we can interview them on the pod and then do the video stuff where they investigate the apartment. And so, yeah, Trashylvania's coming to video, bitches.
Do they know what they're in for?
This is the stupidest thing I've ever fucking heard.
Yeah, well, that's happening.
Also, I'm making an exception to one of my life rules. Okay, you don't want it, never mind.
I don't know how to feel about it.
I
'Cause
was gonna
that's
offer up
something
anal for ghost hunting, but apparently not.
I'm just
Oh
not,
my
like,
God.
I don't know if I'm brave enough. No.
I wish I were dead. Please, to God, if the place is haunted,
No,
kill me
because
before
that's
inventory
actually,
tomorrow.
it's something I don't believe in, so I feel like it'd be a waste of time.
Ghosts or anal?
All the time you fought me on this.
I know.
You asshole.
But I never thought you'd give in because you were so staunch about it. She was like, "I'll let us do a Ouija board."
Oh. Okay, so it wasn't anal.
No, it wasn't anal.
Oh.
So you can wish yourself back to life.
Like, no. Still stupid.
So yeah, we're gonna
Ouija
investigate the
boards,
podcast.
I despise Ouija boards.
So do I.
I think not because they're scary or you're opening demon portals, because it's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. It's a children's toy.
Demon portals.
That's why I feel like it'd be a waste of money.
It is a waste of money.
Mhm.
I would rather have complete strangers that we have to give money to come into my fucking house.
Oh, I'm not gonna give money to them.
Do they know that?
They will when I tell them.
Oh God. You're gonna volunteer your services for free because.
Also, I feel like you should have asked Mikey if you could just bring these people into his apartment.
That was the fun part of it.
Whatever.
Well,
I'll be at work. Have fun.
This finale is a flop.
I was really excited. I've been excited for like a week.
I know.
Oh my God, Jared.
And everybody rained on my parade.
I did not rain on your parade.
No, he did.
I did not rain. I just didn't precipitate.
He's not wet anymore.
I snowed.
We're all dry in here.
I mean, it's cool.
It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be awesome. You'll see. You'll all see.
So I think the experience, regardless, is going to be fun.
That's what it really is.
But I also.
I mean, to be honest with you, are the mics low? I don't really believe it goes.
Yeah, duh.
It's a character I put on for the pod.
Is it? Is that
It really is.
No, because this is the stupidest thing ever. This is like, not this, but I mean like, I hate those people. They're like, the paranormal walk of the
But
earth.
it could be fun because you can poke fun at him.
Yeah.
But Dr. Victor,
Do you really want me in a room of people who are professionally hunting ghosts? And I'm like, listen here, fuck not.
I feel like
Yeah, that'd be great.
That's my fucking cat. Deal with it. That one's real. I lost the AirPods. I'm an idiot. Deal with it.
because I feel like Dr. Victor would actually be cool. I think you'd like him.
I
seems pretty
would
cool.
actually like to talk to Dr. Victor. He works in Salem.
Yeah.
I want to go to Salem.
Could we investigate something in Salem?
We can just walk around and buy stuff and talk shit. I'm fine with that.
There's a cider company I want to visit.
Yeah.
There's a hill I want to visit.
Oh no.
hill. Like when we were going through Boston looking at all the headstones, that was fun.
Yeah.
That
It
was
is
a
a
lot
grave
of fun.
site.
It is a gravesite. It's where they hung everybody.
Oh, I want to go there.
Okay, season 2.
And
There's also a place near my grandmother's house, that unspeakable devil woman, in New Hampshire, that people hang themselves in pretty frequently.
Do you think we could get into the basement of your old house?
Oh no, it's open an apartment complex.
Can you imagine we were just sitting by that fucking hole?
We're doing the podcast
We
to
take-
you live from the hole.
We take Madison back to the hole.
Oh my god.
So I'm like, Madison, call your friend out of the hole.
She'd fucking stomp her Goliath ass back in there and be like, I don't remember this at all! Ah! God, that poor child. No, or she'd have like one of those, like a possession or something,
Right.
and be like,
Sneezing.
Just see me lower the camera. It's not fun anymore.
Madison,
God.
Madison, don't do that.
Madison, stop. We don't have this production
The ring
budget.
light falls over.
The ring light. That's the hole.
Yeah. I went in the basement the other day, by the way,
Why?
It's awesome.
because I couldn't find something. I was like, isn't it basement? I was
What?
looking for, I thought I had a small storage container that, like, I brought stuff here when I moved, but I might have given it back to my mom. But I was like, oh, it might be in the basement with the rest
Maybe
of
a
my shit.
ghostie took it.
Or I gave it back to my mom because it's hers. But yeah, I was like, oh, I have to go in the basement. I opened the door and like immediately.
You
get
can
the chill.
smell it.
I got the chills like instantly. I'm like, oh, this place is awful.
There's a ghost down there.
It's not even this ghost because
There's a ghost
it's
down
a dirty,
there.
wet basement.
Yeah.
It is cold. There's brick outside. Duh.
I'm gonna have fun. And you know what the most fun's gonna be? Watching you suffer.
As most people enjoy that. Hey, it's whatever. It'll be cool. I'm like not excited, but I'm like, it'll be nice. It'll be fun. It's new. I'm just something new.
And then maybe when season 2 comes around, Mikey will be on his meds again.
That'll be
If
that's the
you're
cliffhanger.
lucky,
Yeah, right.
that's the cliffhanger of the season. Will Mikey be medicated? You fucking hope so.
Only time will tell.
I'm going to pick them up tomorrow. Spoiler alert. Getting them tomorrow.
Now nobody's gonna tune in to
I
season
can't
2.
risk injuring people at work. It's not safe.
It's getting dangerous.
Today was good. It was better than yesterday. Listen,
What?
this bitch. It's because I'm sober and I'm unmedicated. These things hurt me. These are 2 states that I never wanted to be in. Ugh.
Is that it?
I
Is
guess.
it for the season?
Well, I think
Yeah.
that was a really shitty episode.
Really? I thought it was a good one.
I feel like
Wow.
we didn't talk about anything.
We
Because
talked
we were
about so
sober.
much.
It's because Mikey didn't tell the same story 4 times.
Mom, do you know how big my dick is?
And good night.
That's not how we sign off. Really, on the finale?
No. Okay, but can people send us trash jokes and or puns for potential new sign-outs for season 2?
Stay fresh, you trash bags.
And look for possibly new cover art. It's the last time for you to say this.
Guys.
Guys.
Nice harmony. It was good. I like that. I don't want to do it this time. It's too emotional.
We'll
What
be
if
back
we
in like a week.
what if we did it like one word at a time, round table? Yeah.
Yeah?
And then we'll go ghost.
Jared's full of great ideas. Okay. Well, thanks for joining us for the finale of season 1.
We'll see you next week.
No, it can't be that close together.
We literally took a
4-month
month off.
hiatus. I'm just kidding. Alright. Just remember, guys, it's trash can, not trash can't.
Then this is where I'll hit the funeral music.